This video is an introduction to the advanced filter dialog available within NVivo. I'm in the environmental change down east sample project just to be able to demonstrate this for you. The advanced filter dialog can be used in a number of places, and I'm going to just demonstrate it in the word frequency query. So I'm going to query and word frequency. You'll find the advanced filter dialog under this selected items menu when I'm looking for where I'm going to run this query. So you'll see there's this little filter button down to the bottom left, and what this enables us to do is it allows us to filter data within the NVivo project to find things based on attributes, metadata and other things. So if I click filter, the advanced find window is going to open up here, and you'll see there is a truly huge list of options here. There's probably thousands of different combinations that I can use this for. So I'm just going to give you a sample of this. So instead of just using cases, I'm going to search for cases in this advanced filter dialog. So instead of just ticking them randomly, I can use this dialog to search for very particular types. Now fundamentally cases are a type of node, so I need to start here searching in nodes, and you see once I've selected that, it lets me look for nodes by classification. So if I tick this option here, I can select a particular attribute. So if I go in there, open up person, so let's go for commercial fishing, click OK, and then you can see it's given me an option of the potential values. So if I click yes, for example, and find now, you'll notice what this has done is it's grayed out any option that isn't related to that filter dialog that I have. So for example, this here isn't listed as a recreational fisher, so it's not going to let me tick it. If I open up my cases and open up people, you'll see here, if I just open these up, it's graying out anyone that does not match that criteria. So I don't actually have to worry about ticking individual things. I can just tick this top level cases right here, and it's only going to tick the appropriate people. So you can see James fits into that category of fishing. So if I click OK and run the query now, it's only running it on people that match that criteria. So another example of this, I could go into, once again, selected items. I don't have to clear the filter because it already has done that as I'm going back in there. But one thing I do want to do is clear my selection. So if I click clear, nothing's ticked here. This time I could go to filter. It's going to open the advanced find window for me again. So if I bring that over here, and this time I'm going to filter by my sources. I can go back into my classifications, go in here, and this time I'm just going to look at interviews, go into interviews, and you'll see it's going to give me a list of the interviewers. It's the kind of metadata that's associated with those particular sources that I'm looking at. So in this case, I'm going to click on, let's go for Linda, click find now. And once again, everything's grayed out. I don't have to worry about ticking particular things. I'm just going to tick all of my internals this time because I'm searching data. And just to show you that's worked, I can open these up here. If I go into the interviews, you can see it's only highlighted Charles. That's the only person that Linda interviewed. If I clear that filter again, go back in, wait for the window to load, bring it across. This time I'm going to just look for, same again, interview, interviewer, click OK, but this time I'll just do Henry, click find now. And if I go in here and open up, internals, and open up the interviews, you see there's only certain people there. These people were not interviewed, so they're grayed out. So if I clear the selections that are in here, tick the top level internals, it's only going to tick the people who apply to that criteria, and I can run my query based on those. To look at this in practice, I'm going to just clear this query out, go right back to the start again, and what this would enable me to do is I could do this a couple of times. So with the word frequency query, I'm going to filter. I'm going to wait for my window to open. I'm going to filter again by my people. So remember, these are nodes fundamentally with a classification. And this time I'm going to go for gender. And you'll see I've got the option of female or male. So I'm going to just search for female, click find now. Don't have to worry about what I'm ticking, just tick cases. But if I just demonstrate this to you here, you'll notice that only the females are selected. So if I run this query now, this is going to show me the most frequently used words by the female participants in this project. I could then repeat this exact same process for the men and compare these two word clouds together. There's a lot of options that you can use in here when you're exploring the advanced filter dialog. And it's really useful for anything comparative that you might have. So for example, if you have people in 3 different schools, you could advanced filter and view them by the 3 different schools, or you could advanced filter different kinds of category of people that you've interviewed, such as a student or teacher or head teacher or subject head or parent or governor, and look at these differences in the way that people speak about things. So while this has just looked at the advanced filter dialog in this one query, if I go back up here, open up another query, you'll see once again I'm selecting items and I can still filter. So there's lots of different places you can use this dialog.